Ipaco Inc., or International Patterns and Castings Operations, started as a casting company and fabrication company in the late 60s. It has since morphed into a metal parts and power equipment dealership, as well as offering a service department. Ipaco's story is one characterized by seizing opportunities and adaptation. They are now the most successful power equipment dealer in Cache Valley, ranking number 46 in the world for Walker mower sales. So, who was the mastermind behind this whole operation? He would tell you it took a team for him to end up where he is today, with family at the center. Loyal Anderson is in his early 80s and still loves running his business. I see him come in almost every day to check on things, and despite his 7 kids' best efforts, he refuses to retire. Loyal started out as a manager out at Thiokol in the 60s. There he managed production and headed design in several areas. He was a successful and skilled machinist. Unsatisfied, however, with how the company was being run, he took an opportunity to go off on his own with a fellow employee. I didn't catch this man's name in the interview, but Loyal explained to me that he had a connection for a contract to build a specialized part for a large company. He would consider this man a great friend and mentor. At this point in the story, Loyal paused to educate me about the importance of legal contracts to solidify commitments. He said that this first supposed contract was never finalized in writing, and the large company bailed out on their small upstart business. Get everything in writing and signed, he said. That's the biggest lesson about business he had for me. This mentor of Loyal's passed away in a helicopter accident, leaving him with full ownership. Despite the falling through of this first promised contract, they pushed on, renting a small warehouse to start operations. With a small loan from family members and some savings, he set off to find someone to do work for. His first contract came from Pepperidge Farms. He walked in one day and asked if he could build machines for them. They, of course, were shy about letting such a small business do such a big job. They said no. After some persistence, though, they allowed him to take a machine with him to fix. He knew nothing about the machine, but through his ingenuity, he managed to fix the machine and secured the trust of Pepperidge Farms. This relationship grew and grew until not only were they repairing their machines, but as Loyal said, there is not one piece of major production equipment in that factory that we did not custom build for them. Loyal has a unique ability to recognize opportunities that are relatively low risk and high reward. Gaining this one large customer's trust gave him credibility, and soon several others solicited his services. In my industry back then, he said, all you needed was to hook 1 or 2 of the big fish, talk with them and befriend everyone. Later he befriended the part owner of a casting operation. This man casted several custom parts for a massive plum pitting machine. He hated his job and contracted Loyal to do the work for him. They brought all the machines out from California for him to take over the operation. Later, this man gifted Loyal ownership of all the machines. Ipaco has shifted their service several times throughout the years to stay on top. What started as a custom machine shop has shifted into casting and patterns, drag plow fabricating, metal dealing, part vending, power equipment selling, and finally small engine repair. Today the business grosses several $1,000,000 annually and is continuing to grow. When I asked Loyal what resources are critical to this business, he said, customers and their satisfaction are critical. They can tear you up or make you quite successful. When I asked what his key to success was in this industry, he said something quite similar. Give people a reason to trust you, honor your word, and provide everything you say you will. Being trustworthy is the best long-term business plan. So how did Loyal construct his team? Loyal's team consists of mostly family members. At first I was skeptical about this. I asked him if this was a hindrance ever. He said that while yes, having family in the business has caused some drama, having family in the business has also created a far less transient and more trustable workforce. The Anderson boys that run the large parts of the operation there deeply care about their father's business and know it inside and out. At the end of the day, I learned 3 key lessons from Loyal. So, 1, it's more about who you know than what you have. Loyal received almost everything in his arsenal for what he did from other people for free, honestly. I hope to be able to apply this by trying to meet and put myself in positions to meet people in those higher positions and try and inspire them and gain their trust and their friendship. 2, he said, always have an exit strategy. So a lot of the stuff that Ipaco used to do is now taken over by robots and other machinery. But Loyal anticipated this far before it happened, and he had an exit strategy and was able to transition successfully into another area. And 3rd and finally, Loyal, as his name suggests, has captured the loyalty of many people in Cache Valley. And because of his honesty and upstanding business practices, he has been able to maintain a very loyal customer base. People still come in and ask for him all the time, even though he's in his 80s. In a world where half-truths are what your word means and where deceit is very prevalent, I hope to be a little bit more like Abe Lincoln in the sense that when I say I'm going to do something, I'll do something. And in that way, earn people's trust and gain a community of customers. Thank you for watching.